much does the TC2 classes earn while being mercenaries for Red and Green? It is a question that had me wondering ever since I watched that one Lonqudor video on my homepage. Obviously, being a mercenary on a job, whether it is life or death, you're expected to be paid, but TC2 does not have any other information outside of the game and maybe the wiki page. This video is inconclusive and full of holes where holes should not be. You have a lot of assumptions to assume with maybe some evidences to show is what I'm saying. So I will be displaying it in a tier list. Now, let us begin. We begin from left to right in the class wheel. First, we have the Flanker. Flanker is the first of the 9 mercenaries. He's a big class that specializes in capturing objectives and flanking opponents. In my opinion, I think Flanker has to be the second lowest paid member of the team, because he's not really fitting for any job at all, as he has a very cocky personality and who does not cooperate with others. For one, his personality is very annoying, and that is not a good impression for a job requirement. Furthermore, being the youngest of the mercs, it is safe to say that he does not really have any priorities or a care in the world, or even a self-awareness of life to know what fair pay is. So as a contractor in this war on Red versus Green, a low wage is fitting him. Miss Charlie, when she was around, commented on this, saying that he talks about himself a lot and how he's not really that reliable, showing that Flanker is really that obnoxious. Though, let us give the benefit of the doubt that he does earn money in some way, as his specialty is that he is the fastest of the team, so let us assume that he was a delivery boy in Brooklyn delivering pizzas or something, working on a minimum wage. But if the contractor of the game thinks that you are not good at all with a job, I bet tenfold it is even less minimum wage for you. Next to the right of the wheel, we have the Marksman. Marksman is the second of the 9 mercenaries. He's a big class who specializes in long-range attacks. To be honest, I think Marksman would be paid well, maybe fair wage and above it on occasion. For one, unlike Flanker, Marksman seems like a reliable man. He seems like a calm and quiet person who is very humble and polite. Very good traits if you want work and you are paid. He would have the self-awareness to care about his salaries, being Red and Green. Though, I'm sure that he would be fine if he's only receiving fair pay, since he's just a chill guy. The contractor would take notice of this. Miss Charlie, once again when she was around, commented on how Marksman has perfect eyesight, being the marksman that he is. He is a efficiently trained silent killer who brew lemonade in his time, and how he's used in the wilderness, explaining his machetes, showcasing that Marksman is just that guy to be a part of a business team. He gives off a Farwatch postman vibes, someone who fishes by the lake and protects nature, living alone on an old shack by a lake. That he does still care being paid, but live and let live, relaxing by the Mississippi River, and then somehow hired by Red versus Green, most likely on Green's side. Marksman would be hired for his environmentalist background. Any contractor would love that in a person, so that is an obvious paid well category. Further moving along, we have the Annihilator. Annihilator is the third of the 9 mercenaries. He's a big class who specializes in explosives and has the ability to pick off multiple targets at once. As I see it, I think Annie would be paid well too, but it could be somewhat a fair wage. Annihilator is established to be an honor-bound and very loyal, then to have an appreciation for night codes. So he is another reliable one to be part of the team, as that since who would not like that in a company? I do not think he would care much for his salaries, so he's paid less than a marksman, so it could be nearing fair wage. Miss Charlie, who was the Miss Pauline of TC2 before unknowable to remove, and maybe I make a video about it sometime soon, comments on how Andy seemed to be a nice guy, who never runs from a fight, and from a job at that matter, especially taking down machine guns with a lot of ammo. Seems good reliable to me. He looks like a bartender who works as a construction worker by day to me. Or if we take his description literally, he seems to be the only true mercenary of the team, since he is a knight after all, and the company hired him for such. What can I say? That seems like a fair wage to me, since I think he'd rather have his honor. Moving along, we have the Trooper. Trooper is the fourth of the mercenaries. He's a power class specializing in crowd control. This is a tough choice for me, since on the other hand, I could see Trooper being paid very well, since he is very serious and passionate, and I assume that he is the oldest of the team. But does that mean that he is paid? I'm not thinking that he's a fake soldier, since it is explicitly stated that he is one. It is just that, does he really need pay? He's not really someone you want around, especially his personality. Trooper is a serious, stern, patriotic, and maybe racist soldier who loves the concept of war, hates failure, and does not really do well with others, which may or may not be a good thing for a job, but it is what it is. Whether he is paid or not, I genuinely do not think that he would care. I'm hoping he's not only there for the killing, knowing his personality, but evidences are there, so I cannot have a second word. Very explicit statements too. Miss Charlie even capitalized on this, more than times than the other previous clauses with their strengths. These comments spoke of honoring his country, provoking anger issues, and the killing, ripping people's guts out, snapping people's necks and the like. Her words, not mine. Seems reliable, sure, but exploitative to me. He would be, as the name suggests, sure the soldier, the commander of the army that would do war crimes intentionally without remorse in the name of home and country, and that sweet delicious manifest destiny. We do not know if it is by choice he does not want to retire, nor would he even paid for doing what he does. So I'm placing him in the very first, just there for the killing category. Halfway there in the power class, we have the Brute. Brute is the fifth of the 9 mercenaries. He's a power class that specializes in rapid firing and tanking damage with his minigun. Actually had me thinking for a while, but I concluded that he does have payment for his services and would actually paid very well. Brute is the big brother of the team who rides motorcycles and who takes care of people, but is not afraid to be goofy or serious when needed be. Very good traits to be in a job. He would definitely care for his payment, and interestingly, he is the only class in the game that refers to any money at all when he is nominating a mechanic, so that is very interesting to know. While he seems ecstatic about his machine gun more than any other class with their weapon, he does not seem like a bad person who would mow down people just because he could for fun, but because he's being paid. Miss Charlie noted how Brute is the manly man, a big foodie who cooks his own food with excellent taste. Actually reliable whenever having hands dirty for a job. It would be too easy for Big Tony himself. I think Brute would actually be the bartender of a bar, or maybe it would be Annie. But Brute can be the diner cook, serving food to friends and family, especially his motorcycle gang. What can I say instead of he's paid well for his services as a mercenary for the team? Almost there everyone, we have the Arsonist. Arsonist is the 6th of the 9 mercenaries. He, she, they is a power class who we know nothing about, as we know they only burn and beat people to death. There is no debate on this. Arsonist is only there for the killing, serving a purpose as an efficient killing machine. Something like a sentry, a dispenser, or a teleporter, since apparently Arsonist is a robot created by Mechanic. Therefore, Arsonist is a clanker who steals our job and will make up the majority of the few coming years, since he is a calculating and feeling machine. Miss Charlie commented on how Mechanic run maintenance checks on him to be at the most top of his efficient killing cycle, and that is mostly it. In my opinion, Arsonist is the shallowest of all the characters, as he does not do anything at all. He does not have the personality worth talking. On the robotic noises, he would be just a portable security guard or a cooking grill during missions. Arsonist is not paid at all, as he is basically the biggest tool Mechanic like to use. At least we know that Trooper has a slight possibility that he has a salary. Reaching support category, we have the Mechanic. Mechanic is the 7th of the 9 mercenaries. He is a support class, an intelligent builder that team was specialized in constructing and maintaining buildings. No debate on this. Mechanic is definitely paid well, more so than any other character so far. Rightfully so, as he is the only class that is a jack of all trades. He can be a pick, a power, or a support, as he has his buildings, or his shotgun. Mechanic is a short fuse but smart and straight to the point individual. He is above board, wanting everything according to plan. That is it. That is already an ace when it comes to being paid well. Mechanic has a self-awareness of being paid. He knows he has a job and he's willing to do it for that money. He's also sociopathic in my opinion in terms of not caring for everybody except for his big brain time. Also, I think he's also greatly paid for inventing Arsonist, so that is another thing. Miss Charlie says that Mechanic really seemed to be more brains than brawn, though both are appreciated. Also, his machines are also mentioned to be very useful for contracts. Therefore, as the name suggests or beyond it, Mechanic would be the mechanic, an engineer even. However, strangely, I think he dropped out of college, but that does not matter if you have a dream. Mechanic is on the paid well category, no debates. Now, we have the most support of the support category. We have the Doctor. Doctor is the 8 of the 9 mercenaries. He is a support class who specializes in healing wounded allies in the battlefield. I think there is no debate on this too. Being a doctor is a respectable job, even in real life. They are reported for keeping people alive. Doctor is a shy and a passive person. Similar to Bert's description, he does not like hurting others but will if he has to. Alright, sure, that can be worked with, mostly with the profession and not really the personality. Doctor, I believe, does have the self-awareness about being paid. I'm hesitant to say that he definitely is, because of him being shy. But that is what it is. Then again, you want someone who can heal people in seconds with a machine, an actual professional, to be paid well, unless you want an empty stuff in your hands. Miss Charlie commented on how Doctor is more than he is let on, especially of him handling with body parts and such. Seemingly scared of him, but I think that is only an exaggeration. There's no doubting that he would be a doctor because he is, and that is the only job I think for him in the team. Anyways, paid well category. Lastly, we have my favorite ROBLOX darling, Agent. Agent is the 9th class of the 9 mercenaries. She's a support class that specializes in picking off high-value targets by clocking behind the enemy line and disguising as anyone in the enemy team, waiting for the chance to perform a backstab. This is a strange case, since obviously, Agent would be paid well considering she's another professional, like the Doctor. Beyond that even, since she's literally an Italian spy, making her seem to be the black sheep of the team, especially if she's the only woman who takes her job very seriously. Agent is a professional, and that is all people know of her. We do not know her name, age, origins, or whatever, but we all can tell that she is pretty deadly. Of course she would care about payment. She's a professional after all, and they have standards to be paid. She would actually be the one demanding to be paid, and chokes and steps on anyone who does not listen to her demands. She has the confidence after all. Miss Charlie says that Agent really is the most capable of the team, as Agent knows how to handle insignificant targets all at once, with the most professional form she can take. She's an icon. Agent is literally a spy. Despite the connotation that spies are fiction, they actually do exist in real life, and they are serving as important intelligence, making Agent ever more beloved. She's so great. Agent is an Italian spy assuming to be paid the most for her services. Paid well category, of course. Anyways, there we have it everyone. That has been the how much does the TC2 cost earn. Did you enjoy the video? Comment down in the comment section below. I have been assuming ever since the beginning, since there are no available material indicating how much they earn, but they definitely are, since that is what mercenaries do. Also in retrospect, I think that Marksman and Brute is on the fair wage category, since there are too many classes in the paid well section, so that's my bad. I've been busy as always, so I'm not really that much active. I'm still here in the sidelines somewhere somewhen, and this video has been an edit for 15 days by now. Though, what do you think everyone? Do you think that the characters should be paid more or less based on what they do? Do tell! As for the moment, farewell everyone and have a great day.